We are basically a mobile gaming company, and what I'm gonna share today is more about my journey. Like I come from a very small place, so there was no gaming culture, and we built a culture over there. We built few games which did quite well. So I'll be talking about those things. But before we start, let me give you an introduction of. It's like 2:30 p.m. right now. Like I expected few people, but there are less than people right now. So, but like if I'm in Rajkot, so if it is 2:30 p.m., maybe a lot of people would be dozing off. We have a culture like the people who are from Gujarat, they might probably can relate to this. At 2:30 p.m. in Rajkot, you would be probably sleeping. You are from Rajkot, is it? Oh, Gujarat. Okay, so you can relate to this. And I hope we had a great lunch, so I hope we will not do this over here. Like, since there are very few people, I can make sure like nobody sleeps. Okay. Before we start, what I want you to do is like just to wake you up. I want you to identify these games, and we'll see how to go from there. Does anybody know this game? Clash Royale? By, like, do you know the company which built this game? Supercell. Yeah, okay, great. Subway Surfers? By? Kilo Games. Kilo Games is from which country? Do you have any idea? No, Supercell is from Finland. Rovio is from Finland. Kilo Games is from Denmark. Yeah, one of them. We all know this game. We might not love it, but we know this game. Candy Crush, correct? The super casual game which is still topping the charts when it comes to revenue. So, Angry Birds, like we have got Angry Birds this and Angry Birds that, and like we have got a lot of Angry Birds games now. But Rovio, again, it's from Finland. This one. Temple Run, right? Temple Run and Temple Run 2, then Temple Run OZ. This is one of our India's favorite games, like favorite game, I mean. Teen Patti by Octro. Okay, does anybody know this game? Apart from my team, actually. Table Tennis 3D, yeah, Tejas knows it, we had a talk. So this is our game, like, I take satisfaction like putting this game with these games. So I believe these are the big games. Big in terms of revenue, big in terms of download, big in terms of retention. Okay. Again, this is one of our games, Snacks and Ladders. Okay. Now, like I've talked enough about other companies. Let me talk about my company. We are based in Rajkot, as I said. So the first question arises, otherwise the first logical question which arises is like, why do you restrain yourself to a smaller city? If you've got bigger opportunities in bigger cities, why don't you go there? And why don't you make big games there? So, like for me, if I give my, if I want to give my background, I basically like I'm born and brought up in Rajkot, and like our whole family is in Rajkot. I have been to Ahmedabad, I have been to Bangalore, Mumbai. I stayed there for like maybe a couple of years, but then I came back to Rajkot, and I actually love the place where I am. As in, like I love Rajkot. I love mingling with people over there, and I love the culture over there. So I wanted to be in Rajkot. I wanted to have a company over there, have my own gaming company over there, and that is the reason I'm in Rajkot. And we didn't do too shabby being in Rajkot. I'll tell you why. Okay. We initially started as a services company in 2009, and we did a lot of web development, app development, Android iOS, I mean, and then we ventured into gaming. So we do services, and we keep like even till this date we do it. So we have been fortunate enough to work with clients like Microsoft, Honda, Dollywood, and we have developed over 500 games till date. Not all the games which I'm like, not all big games, but small games, some big games. Okay, so we were doing quite good in services. I was generating enough revenue, and but like being a gamer, I mean, like I cannot call myself a gamer, but I wanted to get into products. I was like inspired by the big companies I just talked about. I wanted to understand, and I wanted to explore that area. Like why should I get into products? So I mean, like the first and foremost idea was to have my own IP, to work on games which I like, and we worked like our first game was Snacks and Needles, and we have got like 1.5 million downloads, and the average rating is 4.3. The other game which we worked on was Table Tennis 3D, and we have got 3 million downloads, and the average rating is 4.2, which is not bad. Before I move forward, I want to show you the video for Table Tennis game. Okay, so that was our game. Like we have got like 3 million downloads. The revenue is around like 100k thousand as of now USD. Okay, so like I did my masters in 2009 from Nirma, and like I joined an MNC for a year, and I didn't like the work, so I left and started my own company in 2009 end kind of thing. And in year 2010, I wanted to get into gaming, because like I thought gaming is the thing which needs a lot of money. And what was the reason? Like why did I want to get into gaming? It's because like if you ask me, I'm basically a Gujarati guy. So Gujaratis and Marwadis like your brothers. I was not impressed by downloads. I was not impressed by ratings or reviews. I was just impressed by the revenue. Like the revenue which games generate. I was fascinated by those things, and I wanted to get into gaming just because of that initially. And I had a fair amount of learning after that. I'll talk about that. So like I'm talking about 2010. I wanted to get into gaming, but I had a problem. Actually, like I had two big problems. I didn't. First was like I didn't have any experience. I did some mobile development stuff, but I didn't know about gaming at all. I didn't know how to make games. I didn't know how to sell games. So the experience was the biggest issue. I thought in terms of a layman. Like if I want to make money from games, how do I do it? Maybe I need a good game idea. I need marketing budget, maybe I need novel gameplay. So how do I do it? I didn't know anything. So the question for me was like, how do I make successful games? And like these are the three things which I came up with. That was the thing I came up with at that time. I thought, yes, unique game idea, good marketing budget, and cool gameplay will make a lot of money. So for that time period, yeah, things were clear. And but the biggest problem which I faced, and still we face this issue, since we are living in a small city, we don't have people who are into gaming. We don't find programmers, we don't find designers, we don't find artists. If you are looking for experienced people, no, you will not find anyone. So there were 0 gaming companies in 2010 in Rajkot. I didn't have anyone. And so I didn't have the luxury of hiring skilled people. Now, so the question shifted to how do I find good people, or how do I find actually people? Will not, even if I need to have a team. So what did I do? We hired people from colleges initially. We hired trainees from there. Like programmers, we looked only at their logic. We looked only at their enthusiasm. Like, do these people like gaming, or do they want to get into that area? So we still do this, but like at that point in time, we focused only on those things. We hired trainees from colleges. That's it. For artists, what we did was like went to various institutions like Explore Arena and Mac, and we hired people from there. Those people who knew how to draw, those people who knew how to animate. At present, what we do is like we're still doing this, because like even to this date, we do not have a lot of companies in Rajkot. So we have to hire people from, we have to get trainees from the colleges, and we have to train them. So just to make our flow more smooth, what we do is like we conduct various workshops and events at colleges in order to make sure that we have a constant flow of good students coming to our company, and then we maintain good relations with the training and placement officers in such that since they know us, otherwise when they know us, they'll send good students to our company. Okay. And we generally don't focus upon the grades. We don't care about the grades, even if they have got like 2 backlogs, 4 backlogs. We are fine with that. And we basically focus on our training. That is the biggest part of our their journey. As in, like they have to train for 6 months, and then we make them work on live games. So what we learned so far. This is a favorite quote from Ratatouille, like my favorite quote. Not everyone can become a great artist. But a great artist can come from anywhere. So when we hire people, we do not even care about their, as I told you, we do not care about the grades, and we do not care about the technology or the stream in which they have passed out. As in, like we have people with be mechanical, be electrical. So we just focus on people, we focus on nurturing them, and we do not care about anything else. Okay. Second thing is patience. Like when we are starting out, we might feel that this is year 2010, I'll get successful by 2011 end or 2012. It takes a lot of time, it takes a lot of learning. The curve is too steep. So if you don't have patience, you won't be able to survive for a longer period of time. So you need to have patience, you need to go through a lot of iterations, you need to learn a lot of things. So you need to have patience, and maybe patient too, right? Okay. Be open to new things. When we started gaming, we didn't know anything as such. So we had to learn a lot of things. We didn't even know there are people who can we didn't know there are people called game designers. Right? We only knew that there would be game programmers and artists. We didn't know about game designing. So even those were like fascinating things, and learned a lot from there. But if you are not open to new things, you will not learn that. Okay. Okay. Learning is biggest part of our journey. What we do is we like. I mean, like if you ask me, we learn from three things. We meet new people, we learn from them. We watch videos, we learn from them. We read books, we learn from them. If we don't do that, you'll not have enough idea about how to move forward. Okay. This is, I mean, like, if you ask me, this is the mindset as Indians we might follow, the money first mindset. What we do is like we make games, then we think about how to make money out of it. We think about where to put ads, how to monetize our users in a way which I'm like, force monetization kind of thing. So we generally do not care about our users. We think about our own self. We think about how do we make money. But if you ask me, like every great company or every big game will be focused on users first. They'll think about going for high long-term retention and then monetizing them. So user-first mindset is like a giving attitude, which I find that if we can do this, that will be a path to bigger games. Okay. And the ultimate learning for me was like, when you're starting out, you'd feel that if I do this and if I do that, my company will run smooth forever. It's like a story. It doesn't happen in that way. You have to, desire to run anything smoothly is a full stop. You have to be on your toes like each and every moment. You need to be focused. You need to be making changes. You need to iterate. You need to understand. So that is the ultimate learning which I have. And these are some of our upcoming games. This is Clone vs Zombies. I guess we'll be releasing it in this month, in November. Then there is one more game called Kerem 3D. This is some of our artwork. And this is our team currently. Maybe we told the photo. If you want to reach us, you can reach us over here. And thank you. If you have any questions, just let me know. Yeah.
First of all, very congratulations to you because being in a small city like Rajkot, you have been doing a very decent job.
Thank you.
I just need to know how much time did you take to achieve 3 million downloads for first of your game?
The table tennis game was launched in 2014.
Okay.
So it's like almost 3 years now. We launched it in October 2014, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah, it took a lot of time actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what is per day usage? 10 days or 15
You're
days?
talking about DAUs, is it?
Yeah.
DAUs are not very great. It's like around 30,000, 40,000 DAUs.
Okay. And how you are monetizing that?
There are only two ways. We are putting ads and in-app purchases.
Okay. And what about the snake and?
It's the same thing. Like it was put up. We had an older version of Snacks and List which was put up in 2012, I guess. And then what we did is we revamped the game in 2016. So the one which I showed right now was a new one, and it's been like 1.5 years, and it has got like 1.5 million downloads. And the monetization strategy is, as of now, it is same, like ads and in-app purchases.
And what was your marketing budget?
We didn't do any marketing. We had a zero marketing budget. We didn't do any marketing.
That's really great. That means that the quality of game is pretty nice. That's why it is getting.
Yeah, things actually picked up. I guess few bloggers picked up our game. Maybe some big YouTube channels picked up our game, and then things worked from there. We didn't spend anything on that. So even that is a kind of No, that is a kind of gray area right now for us. Because like if you want to come up with a game, if you don't know how to market the game, so I don't know how to monitor. I'm like, I don't know for sure like this game will work. So that is the area we are exploring right now.
Right. And what is the revenue out of Snake and?
I mean, like the combined revenue for both these games would be like up till now would be $100,000.
Okay, it's really nice.
Yeah, that would be like from in-app purchases and ads. Ads being the major part.
Right. And what is your team size?
We are currently a team of 25 and we are adding 20 more people by January. So we'll have a team size of 45 people by January 2018.
All the best, dear. Because
Thank you.
we are also a small startup at Nashik, you know. So I mean, we have been following you. We have been downloading your games, and it's really inspiration for us.
Thank you.
Abracadabra Software Solutions.
Okay.
And we're also trying to do something on the path that you have made. You know.
You're based out of
Nashik.
Nashik. Okay. Okay. That's nice. Thank you.
Best of luck.
Thank you.
Your primary strategy is hiring like freshers and training them up, right? How do you deal with? It's kind of related, but performance management and retention. Because one, you're training them, either they can get really good, or they won't really learn. So in one case, you'd probably have to either retrain or fire or something. In the other case, they're like, "Oh, I'm actually good, and why don't I go to a bigger city and like get a bigger whatever job or something?" So how do you manage that?
Yeah, I'll talk about the first case first. I'm
Okay,
like, what if the person is not good, or what if we fire them? That is, I mean, this is a sad thing to say, but I might have fired a lot of people till this day. So we do not compromise with the quality. We never compromise with that. So that is the first case. Second case, I'm like, I think I have been lucky enough in Rajkot. The people who have left generally, they've started their own companies. That is the reason they might have left. So I'm like, we had a team of 80 people at some point in time, but we were working on a lot of technology at that point in time. And till this date, I think we have got like around 25 people leaving and starting their own companies. So there are very few people who have left just for the jobs. And Rajkot being an entrepreneur, you know, they have that blood or maybe that culture. So that is the biggest thing. Yeah. So people don't generally leave for bigger cities because of that reason. And we pay them. I hope we pay them quite fairly. Do we have any other questions or maybe?